That's going to be a shorter one. It's going to be about my account structures. So I have, fuck, how many accounts do I have? I have over 15 accounts. Each one has a different purpose, and it's always changing. Each one has different amounts. My big boy accounts, I use BTCC on. I use BTCC, what else? Bybit. I was lucky enough to get a KYC from somebody. My DGen accounts are like LBank, Weeks, Blowfin, but each one does something different. My DGen, my small account, like each one, like they all don't have money, but depending on what I want to do, I will fund those accounts. Okay. So let's say, for example, in my previous videos, I talked about these accounts that I just opened because I want to buy a motorcycle. So I started this account. All in all, I had about I think it was like $1,000, maybe at 2,000, not even. Anyways, I put about 2,000, I forget, fuck. Let me see. What did I start this with? This shit doesn't show you. That sucks. Anyways, you can see how I'm up on this account. I've withdrawn a lot of money on it, but net I'm up from where I started for the month. You can see my P&L for the days that I, cashed out. And again, I started these accounts with not even 3,000 because I never go over 3,000. But let's say it was $3,000. I started accounts with 3,000, and I've grown them multiple times to over I think the biggest that I grew on to was without following my rules, and this is why I developed that rule, because I blew it up because it got too big, and I just started taking bigger trades and bigger trades and bigger trades. I think it was up to 60, 70,000 from $3,000. The way I got around that was to have 3 accounts, sometimes just 2, but one is to hold trades a little longer if I'm feeling like, oh, it can go up. And the second account is to take smaller moves. So I'm always banking something every day. And that's what these 2 accounts are. This one, I showed it already. I started with $500. Where is it? Right here. And I'm taking out profit regularly. Yeah, there. I'm taking profit out of it regularly, so it's not going to get too big. Right? This is the account that I take smaller trades on. Or if I see something that's high conviction, I'll take it on both accounts. But I'll close one earlier than the other. And the other one, I won't add to it as aggressive. I'll be conservative with it. The other one, I will be very aggressive. Holy fuck, look how blown out I am on the camera. That screen's white, that's why. Where is that? Fuck, that's bright. I have a 40-inch monitor, so it's like a tanning bed. But you can see my profit. The days are huge, right? Because I'm taking profits on multiple whatever, but I'm getting stopped out too at the same time. But my net profit, 39%, I've made over $3,000 from just $500. I don't leave it in there to grow the account. I'm paying myself and I'm saving some for DCAing. But you see the structure. I have this account and this account. This one too, but I don't usually have 3, but I have 3 as an option. I started with a small amount of money and it's going to be bigger. But on days that I see high conviction plays, I'm going to go to my big boy account, which I only touch on the daily time frame. So for levels like this, if I see a bounce and we're on here and the fucking everything is telling me we're going up, I'm taking big degen trades on that account, right? But if we're not on a high conviction level and we're somewhere on something like this, on this support, I look, yeah, that is pretty good. That's a bad example because that is a high conviction level. This is a day. Let's go somewhere lower. So for example, we got here and we can see that it kind of looks like support. Or for example, like I said before, whoops. I'll try and find a good 236. See, for this example, that's not a good one. What's a good one? I want to try and find a good 236. This might be good. My point is, if it's not a good high conviction level, or like you don't have a lot of confluence on higher time frames, then have an account for just that, right? I have an account just for that as well. I also have an account, and that's why I always have two accounts, right? If I'm trying to like build an account, and at the end of the account, like let's say my motorcycle is 30K. Once I get to the 30K with those two accounts combined, I close that out, I withdraw all the money, but I still have those accounts. But next time I want to build money for something, or, you know, build a bag to buy, I don't know, whatever it is, like Solana at $2, if I hear it's going to be, if I see that we're going to go, you know, the market's going to shit the bed. I'm building a bag using those accounts, and I'm funding it with 3,000, building it up by shorting, by longing. You know, it has a purpose, and I take out the money once I've reached that target. Trading accounts, you can have them. This is how I structure it. I know other people that do it similar, but not the exact same way, but you need to have separate accounts, and they need to have a target. Your big boy account, you don't take money out of that. You leave it in there, right? You leave it in there for the big days that you find high conviction plays. So for example, like I showed you, if we turn this into support, I'm taking a big bet using the big boy account right here. Okay? Have an account for that. That's going to be your biggest account. You don't fuck with that one. You only touch it on high conviction plays. Then you have medium-sized accounts or conviction plays, right? Medium-term conviction. You see on the 4-hour, possible reversal on this. Let's say this wasn't a major level because it really looks like a major support zone. Let's say that wasn't, but things look good. You're going to have an account for that. You don't need to. I just like to do it that way because it mitigates my greed. It mitigates me getting to, oh, shit's going to fly, man. You know, that's why having that account to take profits and that account to, you know, build swing trades is important to have them both together. Split your initial income. Like I said, I start with 3,000. If I want to buy something, I start with 3,000, then I grow it to that amount, then take out all the money because I've reached my goal. But at the same time, when I take profit, I'm not just keeping it in the account. I'm slowly growing it, but I'm also keeping dollars for myself to spend on whatever. I'm also keeping DCA money, but I'm also growing the account that has a purpose, right? That keeps you from being too greedy. So in total, this account is up to $5,000. But I've also paid myself. And I've also added to my DCA bags. What's this? What have I done with this one? Yeah, see? I've grown it from $300, and I'm taking profit out. So the P&L would be higher if I didn't remove anything, right? But I'm growing this account with a purpose, but I'm also taking money out so it doesn't get too big, and I still keep some. If I blew up the account, it will happen to you. You will blow up accounts, right? But with proper risk management, you won't lose that much. And I'm trying to also fund areas of my life by taking profits. All the profits I take on all my accounts, I still have that 30-30-30 split mentality. You know, I keep profit for myself, and blah, blah, blah. I already said that. It's important to know that. Have purpose for your trading accounts. That's how I structure it for myself to mitigate greed. Like, I can't stress enough. Set yourself up for success by not getting greedy. Greed will kill you in terms of your trading career. Your account, like, you get that one big win, it's like, oh, it'll go higher. Take profits. Or, like I said, if you want it to go higher, have the account. Like I said in my previous videos, I showed this account. These positions were much higher, but I took them at major levels. I took profit at major levels, and I didn't add to them aggressively. I added at major levels. These two, I added aggressively, but when I would see it's reaching a resistance zone that might not even be major, any type of uncertainty, this is where I'm closing it, this account, right? I'm closing it here because my conviction, I'm letting my greed stay here, but I'm not adding aggressively. The greed part of adding aggressively, I do it here. But I'm letting this one satiate that feeling of it can go higher, but here I'm not letting myself do that by taking profits regularly, right? Both of them work in harmony to make me money, purpose, and make me money, be able to spend on whatever I want, and to have DCA money. You need to structure your profit taking into, you need to have a system for that. When do you want to take profits? How much you want to take? That's really up to you. My general rule is, even for this account, I'll either close it or close 70 to 80%, just in case. But I'm still banking profit, right? Whereas this account, I'm either closing 50 or the whole thing. My greed is split up into two. It can go higher. That's what this account is for, but I add slowly. I add aggressively, but I'm more cautious where I'm taking profit. I'm more conservative where I'm taking profit because I'm taking it regularly on this one, less frequently on this one. But you got to balance it out, right? You can't keep adding aggressively because your entry will be really high. So for example, if I saw, oh shit, yeah, another bull flag. Am I adding here? I'm looking at my oscillators to see what it's telling me. It's telling me we're close to the top, so I'm not adding here. I'm adding here on this account. Well, let's say it was the same chart. I'm adding here because I know we're topping out there. So I'm just building that big position with this small move. Then I'm taking it, I'm closing it, or leaving 20%. But this one, I'm not adding here. I want to add somewhere else. But with experience, you'll be able to know, okay, we're overcooked, but high time frame tells me we can still go higher. I'm taking a bit of profit, but I'm not adding. Where would I add? Boom. Adding here. Why? high time frame. This is the day. Holy shit. This is the day chart. Let's say it was the 4 hour. I'm adding here because the high time frame tells me it still wants to go up. I'm still in the trade, but here, like I said about position sizing, if my entry was here and price is here, I can double my account. I double my position size, because if I add double, it's in the middle of these two, right? That's what this account is for, to build a monster sized position. You want to keep adding, because if you added it up here, price was up here, and you doubled your position, your entry is here. You would have got stopped out. That's what this account is for. I'm taking the same trade on 2 different exchanges, but one, I'm taking profits frequently and being aggressive with the scaling. The other one, I'm holding for swings, adding way more conservatively for the bigger moves. So that's how I structure my account. You don't need a lot of money to start with something. Set a goal for yourself. Like, I want to buy something. Split that capital up into 2. The more conservative one should have more money, because the aggressive one will grow really fast, right? And again, if it grows really fast and that was your bigger account, it's easier to get greedy then. You want to mitigate that by structuring it. And this is my psychology. This is where that was my weakness, right? The greed. So it might be different for you. You might not need to do that, but I highly suggest you do, because it's eliminated greed from my trading. Even if you're not a greedy trader, there will be days that you will feel greedy, and this mitigates that 100%. You have an account to be very greedy with, and you have an account to still be greedy with, but more conservative in terms of adding with the position size, right? This is the account, the conservative one, that turns into those monster positions. This one can, but that's not the purpose of it. It can, but this is the one you want to do it with, right? So start off conservatively, start off with a small amount, grow the account to a reasonable size or to the target that you are aiming for. I know some people that, bought 3 cars by doing this method, starting off with 10 grand. Start off with 10 grand, they bought 3 cars over 200K, and within 3 months, because they followed a system that allows them to be greedy, but within reason, within a structure. So having multiple accounts is important, because it lets you do different things. I have funded accounts that I use for mega high conviction, because the drawdown is very, very, very low. For a 100K account, you can only lose 500 or 5,000 of unrealized. So even if you go draw down 5,001 and the price shoots back up, that account is lost. So I have to be careful with that, and I only touch that on high conviction days. You really need to have accounts for different types of conviction, right? And these purposed accounts, that's what we'll call them, purposed accounts. As soon as I hit the target, I close them. I don't delete the account on the exchange. I just remove all the money, but I have all 15 or however many accounts I have still there, and I just deposit and use 3 accounts every time, 2 to 3 accounts. But that's the purpose of all those accounts. I have many because I want to buy a motorcycle, I want to go on a trip, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. Each one has a purpose, and they're paired with another account. And I know which account goes with which, but you might need to set up a system to remember. Originally, I had a fucking spreadsheet to do that. I would look at the UID of my account, this thing, and label it but it like you develop a system. This is just a rough outline of what you can do and build up on it. What works for you. Organize yourself the way works for you. Whatever you want to do. But this is an idea of how to build a structure. You don't have to do it exactly like this, but this is what I found works for myself and worked for a lot of successful people that I've talked to. A lot of people that taught me, you know, what I know, or like my mentors, they say the same thing. Don't get greedy by having massive accounts. Split them up with purpose. Each one has a purpose. High conviction trades, big boy account, small degen accounts that you don't feel bad about blowing up, and purpose accounts that you want to buy something with, right? Close them out once you hit a target. So that's that. That's account structure. The next video, I probably will upload these in not the right order, but try to put them in order. What's the next one for? Talked about time frames, account structure, leverage games. Oh, another one. My next video will be how I analyze the sentiment of the overall market. Yeah.